Hi, everybody. Before we get to another great interview, the Two Opinionated podcast could really use your help. And it's easy, it's free. IMDb, which is the entertainment database, imdb.com, named us a top 100 podcast. We came in at number 82. That's a big deal because there's 15 million podcasts and growing. So to be named to anybody's top 100 list, pretty big deal for us. And the way you can help is to go to imdb.com, look up the Two Opinionated podcast, and that's it. Just bringing our page up. That traffic really helps us out. Our YouTube channel is MeisterCon Pod. All we ask is that you subscribe. It's also free, but that really helps us to attract these amazing guests that we keep bringing on the program. And that's it. Two easy ways for you to support us, and we would really appreciate the help. Now let's get to that interview. Hi, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Two Opinionated. I'm so excited today. I've got actor Miles Ekhardt with me. So welcome, Miles.
Yeah, thanks for letting me be here.
Oh, shoot. Thanks for coming. Now I'm pretty excited, and I know you'll understand this. I'm a chicken. So
Oh,
horror shows very difficult for me. And I know you're not at least ahead of this. You weren't a huge horror fan. Uh,
I wasn't.
yeah, but it is fantastic. It's fantastic. I've had the best time on there. I've had to close my eyes a couple of times.
Mm. Was the car scene one of them?
Yes.
Yeah, I've heard that from a few people now.
What was that like when you watched the car scene? Because you were
Um,
in it, but did you watch
yeah,
it later? What was that like?
yeah. So I first watched the car scene a bit ago, back a few months back,
Yeah.
and it's it's in this weird zone of watching something that I was there for, where like I can't get fully scared of it because I can still kind of mentally ground this in what was happening. So
Yeah.
lucky little me, I can actually watch this show I was in without getting terrified and hiding my eyes from it.
Yeah. See, if it were me, I
Uh-huh.
might be able to get through it while I'm on set, but I
Mm.
guarantee it'd give me nightmares later. After
I'm
I
still
watched
going
it,
for
I,
it.
I I would have trouble saying, "Yeah, that's me. I was acting."
Yeah.
I'd watch it and I'd be like, "Yeah, I'm scared."
That's not unreasonable.
So, Miles, let's start this way. I jumped ahead a little bit. Tell me a little
It's
bit
all
about
good.
what got you into acting, because it's a difficult profession. You're still fairly new to it, but what got you into it? What
Yeah.
got you interested in it?
Um, when I was a wee little lad, like an elementary schooler, I got kind of pushed into this like summer acting thing, just
Yeah.
really to pass time. And from there, I I've kind of had this growing interest. I did all my little stuff. I did some plays. Eventually, ran to an agent, started trying to audition for these big film things, and kept on doing that for oh so long until eventually little Andy Muschietti over there caught on and thought it was go time.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's pretty good. What'd you do, or what have you done through school? Did you do any theater or anything in school?
Yeah, I'm currently rehearsing for a school play over at my we're doing 12 jurors over at my high school.
Oh, very
And
good. That's a good one.
I've been liking it.
Yeah.
And I've done a few. I sadly missed one to go be in Derry, but we're getting the rest in.
Well, you got to have priorities, and
Yeah.
obviously you chose poorly.
Yeah, I should have picked a musical. I don't know why I had to go over there and pretend to get hit by a giant
That's
mutant
right.
baby. Yeah.
Hey, can you sing?
Um, I wouldn't pride myself on it, but there's a little in there.
So if they put you in a musical, you can at least hold your
Mhm.
own.
To an extent. I I don't know if that's going to be reaching my film career anytime soon, but we're building it up.
That's right. That's right. Well, it's like anything else. You have to practice. You have to have some
Yeah.
training. Some of us it wouldn't matter, but if you've got a relatively good voice, you can get to the point you can sound pretty good.
Mm. I'll trust you on this one.
Well, it's easy for me to
Someday.
say because I can't sing. I
Uh,
come from a musical family that somehow
yeah.
just skipped me.
Oh,
I was like, thanks. That was
I can
great.
understand that.
Well, so we've had two episodes so far, I
Yeah.
think, right? Third episode comes out
The third
Sunday.
episode this Sunday. Yeah.
Yeah. I know because my wife and I watched it. We got finished with the second one, immediately went to watch the third, and we're like, oh no.
Oh,
I kind of like that format though. I don't know how you're younger. Do you prefer to binge or do you like the week to week?
I have preferred the week to week,
Yeah, I do.
partially just so that everyone watching can all get in on this discussion on what's going on. I
Yeah.
mean, Derry is a very discussable show. There's all this stuff going on, all the theories you can do. But for the more Netflix like binge model, at least in my experience when those come out, it is so easy to be very ahead or very behind everyone else, and then
I mean,
both
if you
need it.
miss it by like a week, you're behind. If it's a
Yeah.
popular show.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
but
this was
yeah,
me with the Squid Game season 2.
yeah. I had that same issue
Uh,
because I was late getting to it, and I was like, "Don't tell me, don't tell me, don't tell
yeah.
me." I grew up. We had it was just the networks.
Oh
So
yeah.
if you missed whatever show, if you missed an episode of it, you're just out of luck till maybe summer reruns. So it's kind of weird because I don't miss that part where you didn't have the ability to watch what you wanted whenever you wanted. But I
Yeah.
really liked the week to week where you could dissect each episode and get excited about the next one. So I like that HBO still does that.
Yeah, we've got the middle ground here.
Yeah, yeah, it's kind of best of both. And I know sometimes they'll release like the first couple of episodes and then go week to week, and then that really is the best of both worlds.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah, that's not terrible. Um, so I'm assuming you auditioned for this remotely. You probably sent in a tape. Is that how it came about?
Yeah, I'm guessing you caught on after I said the whole Des Moines step. But
That's right.
yeah, this was a self-tape. I was just in my basement filming myself uh getting rejected and getting eaten by a big baby. And then they liked looking at it apparently.
Well, one thing with your character,
Yeah.
you bring out like I felt sorry for you at times. I felt like I wanted to help you at times. I felt a little nervous with your character at times because you're not sure if there's something darker going on there at the beginning. It was a really good job of portraying a lot of different emotions without even saying anything. And then when you started talking and stuff in it, that was even better. But
Thank you.
really impressed with just how you handled the facial expressions. I was curious if you had to go through any type of training or did you have somebody kind of prompting you about how to I guess act in each scene?
Yeah, there was a little going on there. My performance was very greatly helped by Ben Perkins, who was the acting coach on set for that. And for most scenes, there wasn't too much. I naturally do look very sad and scared of everything, so not too much acting needed there. But I would be like imagining Maddie's father and all the
Yeah.
stuff that he is there to be afraid of, so that that can end up coming across with the character.
Oh, I like that. I like that. Have you read the book?
I have a very hazy memory, but yes.
It's a monster.
Oh, it is so long. It's gets a little weird at parts.
It does. It
Yeah,
does.
that book was a fever dream.
Yeah, it's like 1,000 pages.
Yeah, I think it's a little past.
Yeah,
He had a
it's
lot to
huge.
say about this little clown.
Yeah, that's right. I wonder if he knew that 40 years later he'd still be going back to Derry.
I I think he did because of like this is not just us. He's kept on going back to Derry in all his books,
Yeah,
popping by there. I think he knew he was onto something with that one.
yeah, I think so too. I think so too. He's so prolific, but he seems like he has a sense of what's going to do what. some of his projects I think he does purely for himself, because it's just he likes it, so he doesn't really care. And then
Yeah.
other ones are more mainstream. Um, I mean, he's pretty famous. I don't know of another writer that writes as much as Stephen King.
I don't know how
He
he
got a
does
book
this
out every couple of
pace.
weeks.
At this point, yeah, like every afternoon he sits down and gets another 1,000 pages in.
Yeah, I know. And
He,
his son writes too.
oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, he did. Lock and Key on Netflix.
Oh,
Yeah, that's Stephen King's son. He goes by a different
huh.
name, but that's
Yeah.
his son. Yeah, he's a
I
he's a
need to see that
writer too.
someday.
Yeah,
Oh, they've got the gene somewhere in there
that's
where they
right.
can think of 20,000 ideas a day and make all of them a full novel.
Yeah, yeah. I thought it was interesting because they've taken your character, Maddie, and
Yeah.
it's really a kind of a combination of a couple characters. Because you had a Matthew Clement in the book, but
Yeah, like the
he's a
toddler.
kid. Yeah, he's just a kid.
Yeah.
And then you've got I wrote it down. Eddie Cochran comes along
Yeah.
later, and it's kind of like they're taking both those characters and making your character.
No, that you've pieced together the writer's room for Maddie very well. He
Oh,
was
good.
very much based off Eddie Corcoran. That's where like all the backstory I was talking about imagining. I just have a slightly modified version of what happened with him in the book with Dorsey and all that.
Yeah,
And then just make him a little cuter, get a little more Maddie in there
that's
so
right.
that nobody can leave without feeling bad for this tiny little guy.
Well, so there's theories going around
Oh, really?
about your character and whether or not you've met your demise.
Ah, yes.
So I know you can't give too much away, but do you have any, like, I'm sure you've been reading some on it. Do you have a fan theory that you liked, even if it's not true?
I haven't seen all too many of them. There are a lot of fun ones.
Yeah, I think
Hmm.
so too. Uh, I like the idea that the family that picks you up and you're in the car,
Yeah.
that's just kind of the entity messing with you a little bit. He's messing with Maddie because Maddie has this need. He's obviously left home or run away from home or something. So he has this need for like just a stable, happy family. And the entity kind of plays on that, and then you're in the car, and
Yeah.
of course it goes all haywire.
I won't give any executive commentary on this, but from my interpretation of the scene and the character, I think that's pretty darn close.
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
his
Yeah,
whole
that's the
deal
one.
is
I
trying to
read
find
that one. I was
connection to
like, yeah, that
someone.
does make sense.
Yeah, they were onto something there.
Yeah.
I don't know if Andy Muschietti is up in some room over there hard confirming that in his script, but that is very close to the core of his character and his need for connection. And oh, Pennywise, always finding a way to turn that into some abomination of nature.
It's like he's an evil clown.
Well, yeah, you got the idea right. That's his whole gig.
Well, I like the little turtle charm
Oh
that
yeah,
you give to your the girl there. The what was her name? Leah, maybe?
a lily,
A Lily. Yeah. You
loony
give to
little
Lily,
Bainbridge. Yeah,
and I know that that's probably a reference to Dark Tower. I don't know if you
oh
are
yeah,
aware of that, but it's probably like there's the turtle. Uh,
Maturin. Yeah.
yeah, in Dark Tower. So that's probably what that is. My theory, though,
Okay.
is that it's a sneaky reference to your other role in Turtles All the Way Down.
My friends were suggesting this. My personal theory is that Stephen King, when he was writing the character of Maturin for It and for Dark Tower, he he was really sure that someone named John Green would cook up a story about turtles. And so that's why we have like this random intergalactic deity be a
Yeah,
turtle. He knew that reference was coming. He was waiting for me.
yeah, I think he was.
I think he has to be. I don't, there's not another way to explain how these things piece together.
I love that he does that. like he puts little things in a lot of his books
Oh,
to make you think, oh, everything's tied together.
yeah,
Everything's happening in the same world.
yeah, he's got his own whole slightly overcomplicated multiverse.
Yeah, I kind of like that. What's your take on the pacifier? Because
The
obviously,
pacifier. Hmm.
Maddie, he's a little old to have a pacifier. I kind of took it
Yeah.
as a comfort thing.
No, it definitely was. That was something that went back to the whole core of his character of looking for family, looking for connection. The whole shtick, at least in my head, was that growing up, even at home, he never really had that safe space because his father
Right,
was always such a threat. And so that was something that he just continued to rely on as that sort of escapism, as that sort of safety. And because there was really no point as he grew where that threat stopped existing and he stopped having to fear that. Like as we said, it ties into Eddie Corcoran. So we know how all that went, the dead
right.
brother and all that. And so that's why I so believe he still had it all this time. Now he's 12 and he's still just trying to stay connected to that.
Yeah, I love that actually. That to me is something that might actually happen. If you had that situation where you had a kid coming from a bad home and he'd run away from home, I could see that. He's looking for some way to stay connected and comfort himself a little bit. Maybe help him remember better times.
Yeah. This poor little kid. You can't write a single sentence about him that's happy.
No, no.
Oh,
I felt bad for Maddie. You know,
I think many did.
justice
They've
for
written the
Maddie.
most sympathetic little tiny Tim of a character to
Oh, that's a
brutally
good
go and kill
reference.
off.
He is kind of like a little bit like that. You want to protect him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to protect him.
Well, and speaking of that, going back to the turtle charm, did the fact that you gave that up, did that expose you to danger? And that's the reason that
Mm.
Lily survives the theater.
Ah, I think that does edge on the territory of what I can confirm. But I will note that any reference to the turtle is non-accidental. They're very conscious of Maturin.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who knows
Yeah. I
how it's
figured that.
affecting Lily and all that.
Yeah. Yeah. I kind of like the cosmic turtle, kind of thing. He's out there just randomly protecting people.
Yeah, Stephen King's lore gets a little strange.
It does.
Yeah.
Well, supernatural, it's going to get weird.
Yeah. I think he goes a little further than some other supernaturals. I think people have written stories that aren't about a proxy war between a bunch of light bulbs pretending to be a clown and a turtle that vomited out reality.
I wonder where that, I guess he had the whole story of where that kind of came from, but it's so unique.
Yeah,
We don't
he
really have, I don't think there's a turtle entity out there outside of Stephen King.
I haven't found one yet.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah,
keep looking.
yeah. Keep looking. Did you
All
uh
right.
did you dress up for Halloween?
I did not actually. I've had a whole lot of other stuff going on, so
Oh
I
yeah,
couldn't
you've
really
been a little
schedule
bit
through
busy.
that. Yeah, I've got all this dairy stuff. We've got all the school stuff.
Yeah.
Next year, I'll get
Are
there.
you
I'll get back.
well, you said you've got the play. Are you involved in anything else at school?
I'm gonna play. I'm doing show choir.
Oh, very
I think
nice, very
that
nice.
yeah, I think that comes back to my take on my singing. That'll get there
A
someday,
couple.
but
I've got four
professional
kids.
level.
A couple of them
All right.
were in show choir, and yeah,
Oh.
I loved it. I like musical theater anyway, so show choir is kind
Hmm.
of kind of like that. It's just all music.
I mean, there's still definitely some theatricality in there. It's
There
very
definitely
character
is. There
focused.
definitely
Yeah.
is. Yeah, I always enjoyed show choir. I thought it was imaginative, and you get good voices usually singing, and then like if you go to the competitions, that's even more fun.
Yeah. I'm excited for all that to happen.
Yeah, yeah. Have you been in it for a while, or are you new to
This is my the start of my show choiring. I haven't done any other years. We'll see how it goes. Maybe this is
it?
the real career I should pursue.
Show
I should
choir.
get, yeah, I should get rid of all this acting stuff and I should just
Well,
go on a
you
bunch of
might get in
stages.
there and catch a fever and be like,
We'll see.
show choir's where it's at.
Yes. I think you're onto something here.
I don't think I am.
Mm. No, I am inspired. I think this is the last interview I do. I think this is the end
You're
of
done.
acting.
This
It's
is this
over.
is it.
I found my real calling.
You know, I really wasn't looking to be known as the podcaster that destroys careers, but
Yeah,
if I have to, I guess.
yeah. Well, aspiring actors, not all of them can land there.
Do you
Some of us
do
gotta.
you write at all? Like any desire at some point to step behind the camera or work on scripts, anything outside of the acting part?
Oh yeah, there's definitely some. Like
Yeah,
I haven't gone and written too many novels lately. I don't have that Stephen King in me,
that's
but
right.
I I'm always thinking about stuff. I've invented like me and my brother have invented all these worlds and put all these things in them. So I think there's something to work with there that we could get a writer out of.
I love that. I love
Or
that. Does
maybe
your
someone on
brother
the other
act?
side. No, I'm the only actor left of the
Okay.
bunch.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. I've always wanted to do something like that with my brother, but the problem is neither one of us
Hmm.
is a very good writer.
Oh,
We wanted to spend time
hmm.
together though, but it wouldn't have
Yeah.
been. Yeah. No, that's really good. Um, you've done the horror now, and you've done kind of romantic comedy. Is there a genre that you'd like to do that you haven't got to do?
Um, Someday I want to go do a comedy just to make sure I'm able to act as a comedic actor. Like
Oh,
I
I'm
just need
sure
to
you
prove to
can.
myself. I actually, while I'm at it, I got to go through every genre and just
Yeah.
make sure we've got the range for that.
Well, you're at the perfect age because you
Yeah,
could
we've
go
got the
you could
time.
go like the superhero route, Marvel or DC. You could go the Disney route. You know,
Yeah,
you could uh, you could go network. You could stay in the movies. You could do whatever you want.
yeah.
I kind of like
I
to
think
see
I'm
you on a
getting.
sitcom.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Huh?
yeah, yeah.
Maybe.
I
I'm getting
did
a little too
mostly
attached
because
to
I think
dramas.
that we need more sitcoms. It feels like
Hmm.
that's kind of a shrinking genre.
Yeah, I haven't seen too many new ones.
No, and a lot of the big ones have kind of petered out the last few years.
Yeah. Okay. How about you and your brother write one, and I will come on. I'll act away in whatever you hand me. You've got one actor down, and we can revive the genre, and then we're good.
Oh, this is a terrible plan.
Yeah, I don't think
Your
any of us
part will
will
be
come up.
fine. Well, you're going to have to do some serious acting though to make up for the lack of writing. You're going to have to seriously be
Oh,
comedic, I guess.
yeah, maybe. Okay. Actually, all right. I don't think we've been planning too well throughout this.
No,
I think maybe just acting as we were.
I think maybe that's the best choice. I mean, if you're
Yeah.
sure, we don't want to, totally, extinguish any other dreams that might be out there. But you seem pretty
Hmm.
good at the acting thing.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
definitely liking the whole acting thing.
What's it like being on set? Were you nervous the first time, or was it was it just like this is awesome?
I think there was some middle ground there.
Yeah,
Like I definitely would have been so many orders of magnitude more nervous if I hadn't been in Turtles All the Way Down before all this.
yeah.
So I kind of eased my way in, but there was still this feeling of wow, everyone else has had this for so long, and all the crew is has 50 years of experience, and everyone's just so in this machine that I'm just some little theater kid trying to jump into and make everything work. There's a little nervousness left in there.
Yeah, I like that. I like. How did you get along with the rest of the cast?
Oh, the rest of the child cast, who are the main ones I was running around with, that was a great time. I'm not enemies with any of those people. We were all very close during all that.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you have like a group text?
Oh, well, maybe. There may somewhere be the Welcome to Derry group chat out there.
Well, I figured maybe the episode shows, and then maybe you text each other a little bit.
Yeah, this is happening.
Yeah, I would totally be about that if I was on a show. I would definitely be wearing people out in a text group. They probably end up kicking me out.
Oh, okay.
Don't invite the podcaster to your text group.
Yeah, okay.
You know,
Yeah. Everything we try to do here, it's all getting shut
I know.
down.
We keep trying,
Huh.
but yeah, it's just not working out. I understand that you do a little gaming. You play some Minecraft.
Yes, I do. That's definitely the biggest one at this point.
Yeah, my son was big into Minecraft when he was a little bit younger, and now it's my grandkids are all about it. You know, they dress one of them dressed up for Halloween. They make it out
Mm.
of Legos. I mean, it's Minecraft all the time, and they're not really even playing the game yet.
Oh, okay. I respected them until that last part.
Yeah, well, they're young. You know, the
Yeah, they'll
oldest is
they'll get
just
there.
6, so he's
They've
got
got the
time.
spirit.
But they have seen the movie. They love that, and
Okay.
they've watched, and maybe played around a little bit, but not quite there yet. But they still love it.
Right. Glad to hear. We're getting some more
Yeah,
Minecraft players in the world. We need
that's right.
them.
Do you do any like the role playing stuff, D&D or anything?
Yeah, I've dabbled in a little D&D in my day. Nowadays, I've got a Daggerheart campaign that's
Oh,
running into some questionable scheduling conflicts, but
well, that always
that's
happens.
basically, yeah, that's the inevitability of it.
It's if you can't get a group together to play a game at your age, it may not happen
Oh,
because it gets harder as you get
oh, I
older.
can believe you.
Like I waited until my kids were old enough that I could just start playing with them, so that helped.
Mm.
But
Yeah, that
then
seems
they
like a
got
good
a little
thing.
bit older than that, and then they didn't want to play, with dad anymore. They go with
Oh,
their own kids.
yeah,
So now,
they're too cool for all that.
now I'm
Yeah.
waiting on the grandkids to age up a little bit.
Okay. I'll try and employ this technique.
Okay.
Yeah, I have no idea how I'll ever schedule anything ever with a group.
No, it's hard. That's the hardest part. I was lucky growing up. We had a friend of mine. Their family owned a house that was built like early 1800s, and it
Mhm.
was just empty. I had all the furniture, but it was just empty. And we would spend most of our weekends growing up at that house, and that's what we did. We just play the role playing games, or sometimes like a Risk or something like that, and we'd
Okay.
be there all weekend. And we did that all through high school. But then once we got out of high school, over.
Yeah. Hmm.
Any plans for college?
College, still figuring all that out.
Yeah.
Whole lot of options.
Well, and it's anymore. Um, when I was growing up, it was you had to go to college to do anything. But
Yeah.
anymore, it's not really the case. It can
Yeah.
be very helpful if for certain fields, and then there's other stuff that maybe just the experience is better.
Yeah. I still definitely have interest in going to college, but the question of where and for what is a little in the air.
Yeah, yeah. Is your preference staying closer to home or getting away a little bit?
Oh, I would not have become an actor if my preference was staying closer to home.
Yeah, yeah.
I've got to get out of here. I got to see what there is to see.
Where'd they film it?
So this was off in Toronto.
Oh, that's what I thought. Yeah, I thought
Yeah,
there's so much filmed in Vancouver and Toronto. It's kind of
they're
amazing.
getting a lot over there.
Yeah. Well, but those two areas though, they can mimic a lot of other cities, so you can kind of make it whatever you want, I think.
I think that's the big one for Toronto is they just keep on pretending it's New York.
Yes.
Like, I know they
Yeah.
did a lot of suits over there for that reason. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I watch there's a Canadian show called Family Law,
Mhm.
and they're always showing scenes of the city, which I think is Toronto. And I'm thinking, well, that looks like New York, but it's not. It's a Canadian show.
Yeah,
Well, Miles, thank you for taking a little bit of time. It's been terrific.
yeah, it's great here.
Well, I'm so happy to get a chance to talk with you now because I got a feeling a few years down the road you're gonna be so well known and so good at your craft. I may have
Hmm.
trouble getting your time at that point. I had to get in early.
Okay, I'll remember you when
Yes,
I'm
remember that.
inevitably top of all the lists. You may be a little more optimistic than I am, but I'll bring you back. Don't worry.
Well, I
Put
mean,
you in.
life sends you down whatever path it wants to send you. But I do think
Yeah.
you're a very talented actor. I've
Thank
enjoyed
you.
watching you, and I can't wait to see what you do next. And I'm assuming we're still going to have a little bit more of you as the series goes on, either, flashbacks or maybe the entities pretending to be you or something. We're going to have more in there somewhere.
Maybe so.
I know. If not, I guess I'm going to have to make some calls and complain.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, please do. I need more representation in here.
Yeah. So a couple things, Miles, before I let you go.
All right.
You got show choir and the play school wise. Are you working on anything acting wise that we can keep an eye out for?
Not quite yet.
Yeah.
Still auditioning away at all that.
What's
We'll
that like?
see.
Do you set aside do you set time aside to do the auditions, or do you just do them as they come in?
I just do them as they come in.
Yeah.
I cannot predict how many or how much time they'll take.
Are you
They're
ever
very...
if you ever sat and be watching a show or a movie and you're like, I'd like to be on that one. You send it
That
to
was
me.
me with Stranger Things. Sorry to talk over you.
No, that's
But that
okay.
was actually me watching Stranger Things
Yeah.
with Will Byers. And
Yeah.
now we get a very similar role over here.
Yeah. Well, that's it. Welcome to Derry. Very similar vibes, I think, to Stranger Things.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
Stranger Things was already very Stephen King based.
Yes.
So there's only so far they can go off each other.
I'm excited for the final season.
I am
Although
too.
they're like 30 now.
Basically,
Yeah, they're
I
getting
have
up
no
there.
idea how they'll get the
I
age
don't either. I don't
continuity
either. I'm
up.
sure you won't be able to tell on there. I'm excited for it. Last thing, Miles, before we wrap up, where can we find you on social media?
So I have an Instagram. I don't have
Yes.
any of the other ones. It's just Miles Ekhardt, nothing else on there.
Yeah, it came right up for me. And honestly,
Oh.
Instagram's the only one you really need. Tell us what you're
Okay.
doing and what you're eating. We're good.
Okay.
Miles, thank you so much. I hope at some point we can do this again and kind of get an update on how your career is going.
All right.
Yeah, I'd like that. But best of luck, and like I said,
Thank you.
you've got a whole contingent in West Virginia that are big Miles fans.
All
Hold on
right.
1 second. Miles Ekhardt, just a talented young man. And if you haven't seen Welcome to Derry, and especially if you're a Stephen King or a horror fan, it's fantastic. And even if you're not, it's not, kind of like the movie itself. It's not straight horror. It has a lot of 80s movie type of vibes. So, Goonies, The Lost Boys, all those movies that had a group of kids that were, put in a situation out of their control that they, and they have to kind of maneuver through that. So you get a lot of the young adult interaction, and some of that can just be the best. And I just, it has been terrific. And it has a little bit of humor, which I think is very helpful to kind of ease the tension a little bit. It's, I think, a interesting twist and a great way to add to the lore of kind of the entity. And I love how Stephen King kind of wraps all his stuff in together, at least kind of hints that they're connected. Love all that. Miles, in my opinion, I don't think they could have found a better actor for this role. I think he's terrific, and he's a very, very sympathetic character. And you're also a little worried, for him and about him, because you just, what's going on with this kid. Really, really strong job of acting. And I mentioned that early about how he's able to portray a lot without saying anything. That's a more of an advanced actor skill. That's part of the reason I think if he wants to stay in acting, he's going to be fantastic. We're going to hear a lot more from Miles, and hopefully at some point we'll get him back on the show. I'd absolutely love that. If you enjoyed this one, or if you're finding this for the first time, thank you for being here. We'd love to have your support. It's easy to do. It's free. We don't ask for any money. Our YouTube channel is MeisterCon Pod. Please subscribe. Really helps us out. But it doesn't cost you anything. Helps us to bring on these terrific guests. Our website's meistercon.com. You can find over 1,000 episodes, audio and video versions. If we're doing anything in studio, if we're going on location, covering a convention, anything we have going on, be on the website, meistercon.com. And I'll mention this because we're later in the evening. Those that watch the show, very aware. I've been very open about the fact I was diagnosed with Parkinson's about a year ago. I'm doing well. Medicine's definitely helping, but we're recording this episode later in the evening, and I tend to have just a little more trouble later in the evening. So I get, on occasion, I get tight through my face through here, and that causes me to struggle a little bit pronouncing some words because I can't get my mouth to move the way I want. So I don't think I had any of those, but if you noticed it, that's what's going on. I'm fine. And then the other one, which is probably more relevant, is I take a Parkinson's medicine that because of some other issues I have, my body just eats that medicine up. It doesn't last as long as it normally should. But what happens is when that medicine starts to wear off, I get hyper. Like I get hyper, and I think maybe I may have been a little bit hyper on this interview. So hopefully that didn't take away from your experience. Miles was so good and patient with me, but normally I'm a little more subdued, but that's what happens. And then, in about an hour, I'm probably going to be asleep. That's just the way it goes. Thank you guys so much. Hope you enjoyed that. Please come back. Until next time. Bye, everybody.